and welcome to Tales Between Old Friends, a podcast where we share lighthearted pet stories and answer your pet care questions with the help of experts. I'm Devin, your host, fellow pet lover and dog mom. This is Billy, our producer and dog dad, and our official new cast member, Dr. Erin Brown, is joining our cast forever and always.
Yay!
Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, story number 1. Flatmate wants to get a cat. As someone who has never shared a home with a pet, what factors should I consider that I may be overlooking? This comes from This Me Now, almost like This Meow.
Already a cat lover.
I've never in my life had a pet and don't have much experience with animals. Though the cat would belong to my flatmate and be their responsibility, I wonder what ways having a cat in the house, or even more generally just living with an animal, would impact my life. I'm sure there would be many even smaller ways that I might not even know to think about. Looking to hear from people who have experience with pets to get a better idea of what I would potentially be signing up for. What factors should I consider which I might be overlooking before giving my okay to this decision?
Well, we have our cat expert here.
I know. This one should be more dog heavy, I think. I'm pretty sure. I tried. But I don't know if it doesn't really pertain to just cats, though. I mean, like, if you're getting a dog, you now all of a sudden have something in your space all the time, right? Dog, cat, desert rat, whatever it ends up being, right? And now you have to deal with that. Like, you know, this cat might want to sleep on your bed. This cat might want to follow you around as you walk around, you know, make noise at weird hours, or all those things. I think it's just knowing that there's going to be something in your space, period.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy personal space? That's my first question.
Yeah,
doesn't matter what kind
it.
of animal it is, it's going to be in your space. Do you want an animal touching you all the time? How do you feel about being touched? I mean, I like to think of getting a pet, whether it be a young pet, old pet, whatever. Think of it like it's a toddler. They're gonna be all over you, whether you want them to or not. There's nothing you can do to change it. You know, you have to consider that their pet, yes, you may not be in charge of it, but it's going to be on you at some point.
Yes.
And you could be the pet's favorite.
Right. Yeah. You never know. And are you okay with fur in your food? Are you okay with the smells that come with pets? Because sometimes they're not so great. Are you okay with having stains in your carpet? What is your deposit like? You have to consider that are, you know, they're just part of having a pet, and we deal with it. It's fine. We love them. But, you know, definitely stuff you don't necessarily think about. Even like the sad stuff too, that we always deal with. But, you know, if they're not a pet owner, I guess that would not really apply, but still.
Yeah. Can you afford it?
On all your clothing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's like glitter.
We just ordered one of those like fur squeegees to see if we can get like at least attempt to try and get the fur out of the carpet in some spots. But yeah, it is everywhere, and you'll be like, I vacuumed yesterday, and it's back.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Our guys have been gone, one about a year, the other one 3 years, and I'm still finding fur everywhere. And I swear I do clean, but it's everywhere still. It's in the carpets and my clothes even. Clothes have been washed many times, still there. And I just say hi to it.
Well, it also depends on what you're wearing too, right? Like I have a blanket for my bed that the way that the fabric is, you're never getting the fur out.
Yeah.
Ever. It's never going to happen. So, you know, if anybody's coming and staying with me and has an allergy, sorry, it's clean. The dander should be gone. It's just the fur.
Just the fur lingering. Yep.
No, I can't think of anything else. Expect your roommate to ask you to pet sit. There's another side of it. Like,
oh yeah, that's a good one.
Fully expect to be asked to watch said animal and take care of it when they're not there. Hey, can you feed my pet? Hey, can you clean the litter box? Hey, can you do this?
Yeah. Can you walk the dog?
I will say cats are a lot nicer than dogs in the sense of, like, you can make sure that their cat litter box is clean and they have like a bowl of food, and you can leave for the weekend and you're probably going to be okay.
Right.
Dogs, not so much. You know, you need someone to be watching them. Yeah. So I think the nice thing about going cat first, if you haven't done pets, is they are a little bit more independent, which is nice and can be frustrating all at the same time. But yeah.
I'm needy like my dog.
No.
I know. My sister-in-law actually for my birthday got me a shirt that says I have separation anxiety from my dog.
That's a good one.
And it's a black shirt. So Charlotte's fur gets all over it.
It's all over it.
Perfect.
That's
oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
She knows me too well. Okay, I think the next story might be my new favorite.
Oh.
It's from Love Me Katie. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for refusing to let my roommate's emotional support snake sleep in my bed?
I thought you guys might like this one. You can thank Emily for this. She found it.
Emily.
So, when she was
Thank you, Emily.
Why, Emily? Why?
One of my favorite Brits. You have to say that legally.
not obligated.
It's fine print.
I
Fine
heard
print.
it was
Read
in
that
your
contract.
vows, actually.
No, I don't remember that part of the contract. I have to reread that.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so I, 19-year-old female, share an apartment with a roommate, Lily, 20-year-old female, who recently got a pet snake named Mr. Noodles. No hate to snakes, but I prefer my emotional support to come from a fluffier, less slithery package. Lily insists that Mr. Noodles is harmless and loves cuddling. I told her that's great for her, but I'd rather not wake up to a reptilian surprise under my blanket. She said I was being dramatic and that he just wants warmth and affection like any other pet. Last night, I woke up to something moving on my stomach. I flipped my blanket off, and lo and behold, Mr. Noodles was making himself at home on my chest. I screamed, fell off the bed, and nearly died. Lily rushed in, grabbed him, and then had the audacity to say, "See, he likes you." Now she's mad at me because I overreacted and hurt his feelings. She says I should give him another chance because he's just being affectionate, but I told her if he loves me that much, he can text me instead. Am I the asshole for refusing to sleep in the same room as my roommate's clingy emotional support noodle?
I will start, and if my face hasn't given away, I'm not a fan of reptiles, and especially snakes. And I think that if it's your bed and you sleep in it by yourself or even with a partner, you have every right to refuse an extra noodle in your bed. That's ridiculous. Plus, you don't know if the snake is going to take a dump in your bed. Like, it just makes me want to vomit. No thanks. I'm sorry, all the reptile lovers out there. You can have them. I will take my furry little dogs and cats, and no thank you. Just gross.
I did not realize. So I'll have to start finding more snake stories because
No, you won't. I will quit.
What about Is it only snakes? Is it only
Mostly
snakes?
mostly
Okay.
snakes, but I mean, I'm just not. I mean, I love frogs. Frogs are my jam, love them, but that's amphibians. And snakes, lizards are okay, but I just, that's one thing. Like, if I have families that have them, I'm like, I know you love them and they're your family, and that's great. But don't let them near me, please. Thank you. So, and if that makes me an asshole, then that's fine. But I concur with this person that they're not an asshole. I think they have every right to kick that snake out of their bed.
Yeah, I agree. It's their personal space.
Yeah.
If they want a snake in it, then the snake can be there. But
I 100% think that Lily, the roommate, is being the asshole for expecting somebody else to be okay with what they're okay with. Like she said, she set her boundaries, and you just bulldozed right through them. And I am a huge boundary person. If you bulldoze through my boundaries, we are going to have a problem. I have no problem with snakes. My mother grew up owning snakes. For those of you that don't know, my mom's a quadriplegic, and last year for her birthday we took her to the Galleria to go see I can't remember what it's called. It's a reptile exhibit or whatever that they have, the exhibition.
Expo, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, the big expo. Because we love all sorts of creatures. My brother has a bearded dragon. They also have a turtle, Kiwi and Jeff. And then my brother-in-law just got he had a jumping spider that passed away. R.I.P. Matilda. But they just got a new curly-haired tarantula, and her name is Tammy from Finance.
So
We love all sorts of animals, which is really funny that they got a curly-haired tarantula, because they also have poodles. So I see a theme. And I'm the sister with my curl.
With your curly hair.
Oh, I love curls in my family. But I mean, I don't have a problem. We took mom to the expo, and all she wanted the entire time there was to hold a big snake. And I have this great picture with my mom and this huge smile on her face with the snake around her arms and whatever. I had a snake get stuck in my hair and trapped and whatever with these curls. I didn't have a problem with it. But I allowed that to happen. If I said no, thank you, I don't want that near me. I don't want to touch it. Don't do it. You have no idea what history I have, why it would upset me. I could have been attacked by a snake or whatever. There could be some trauma there. And now you're unleashing this huge traumatic event for me, and you're going to ruin our friendship.
Yeah.
You're going to be finding a new roommate. That's my thoughts. So yes, Lily is the asshole.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. That's sadly, yes.
Yeah. I do like the movie Anaconda, if that helps.
That's a good one though.
Yeah.
That was scared
Because
me.
it's
Come on.
just cheesy enough, you know?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's not, it doesn't bridge that like too far. And even Anaconda 2 wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I'll
I
stand
enjoyed
behind
that one as
Anaconda
well.
2.
Yeah, me too. I'm right there with you.
I have a video of my brother-in-law twerking in front of the anacondas at Zoo Atlanta.
Appropriate. I mean, if you're going to twerk anywhere at the zoo, I feel like that's where you got to do it.
Well, I started singing my anaconda.
Yeah, perfect.
You're welcome, Eric. If you're listening, also happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Also, happy birthday to your nephews, Dr. Aaron, if they're listening
Yes.
as well.
Atlas and River, happy birthday.
Okay, story number 3. Am I a jerk for not picking up a potentially lost dog? This is from prestigious Ask 8222. I drove by a smaller white dog at the end of a subdivision. I didn't see a person, but I was also going around 35 miles an hour and didn't have time to get a good look to see if maybe someone was trying to catch their dog. The dog did not have a collar on and was looking back towards the houses. The whole reason I was driving was to run a quick errand and get back home to continue working without it being noticed that I was gone. I feel awful for not stopping. If it was my dog, I would want someone to stop, but I was also in a hurry to get back home. I feel like a terrible person. Has anyone been in this situation and done the same thing or did the opposite and picked up the dog? It's common for our area to see a dog wandering.
So I don't think that the person's like bad or ill-intended by not stopping, right?
Mm-mm.
You don't, just because you see a dog wandering doesn't mean you have to stop and help it. Like they said, there might be wandering. And 2, you don't know what the like state of that dog is. And, you know, you don't want to stop and get bit, just, you know. So I can understand the hesitation, and I don't think that that's a bad thing to have, you know. And I would say, like, if you have like Neighborly or something like that, I'm sure you could probably just post about it, and I'm sure someone would claim it pretty quickly if it was there.
Yeah. Being in the business that I'm in, that we're in, it's like hear all these stories about people picking up, lost dogs, cats, whatever. In all the years in my experience, there's only been like one dog that I ever saw and like tried to get, and it ran away from me. And I felt like I was going to cause an accident because I was like trying to chase after this cute little scruffy dog, and it just kept running away. And I was like, good luck to you, but then I'm always like in search for like, do I hear kitten meowing? Like I'm wanting to find little, and help. But I don't know. I'm just not a magnet, I guess, for something. But I don't think there's anything wrong because you don't know exactly what, like Billy said, you don't know what's going to happen. Are they aggressive? They may be terrified, like fight or flight, and they might fight you. And, so it's nice. Definitely those people that are out there that will stop traffic for a turtle. And I love them. And I'm so glad they're around. Thank you, Devin. But, some people aren't that person. I'm not that person, mostly because I don't see them. But I don't think you're bad for not stopping.
If I stopped for every dog I saw on the side of the road, do you know how many foster animals I would have?
1 million.
Because I was going, I found this dog, and somehow I'd end up having 18 dogs at my house.
Yeah.
At least that's how it would have been when I was still in Atlanta. Now, out here in the Texas country,
Different
there's
kind of
dogs
country.
wandering all over the place. I could pick up a cow if I want. Just kidding. There are cows and donkeys all over the place, and chickens and whatever. But there's the dogs of the neighborhood. It's not like it's farm country. So we're on 3 acres of land. There's farms everywhere, whatever. There's dogs roaming all over the place. Now, I will slow creep by all of these dogs that are laying in the middle of the road because I'm like, what if they try to jump? And a lot of them are like border collie or dogs that want to herd, right? So I'm terrified the dog's going to jump up and try and bite my tires. So I like slow creep through there, trying not to hurt the dog. And thankfully, they're not moving out of the way or trying to chase me or anything. But the first few weeks I was here, I was like, oh my God, that dog, where's its home? Like freaking out. My boyfriend was like, you can calm down. They live across the street. They live down the street, whatever. Watch out for these dogs when they come in the yard because they're going to try and attack your dog and this, that, and the others. But I'm definitely that person that has pulled over far too many times and picked up a dog. And I've, a lot of times it's my mom's neighborhood because dogs get loose. But, I have wound up with foster pets and whatnot because I have pulled over to pick up a stray animal on the side of the road. And I'm
Nothing
also that
wrong
friend
with
that's like, oh, you have a dog that needs rehoming? I can help you with that. Yeah.
Oh, look at this nice little house that I have. They'd be perfect here.
I have since retired from doing that. Learned the
As
hard
you
way.
should. Yeah.
Yep, learned the hard way and will no longer be assisting with that. My services are no longer needed. I have retired.
Yep. Accepted.
Mhm.
Happy retirement.
Dr. Aaron
That was-
approved. Fantastic.
Fantastic.
Yes.
But I guess long and short, I don't think you're a bad person. Sometimes it's not in your schedule and you don't want to, you don't need to risk yourself. The dog could be rabid. There could be other things going on. Like, no.
Yep. Could be going to work. Could be, who knows what. Have kids in the car. You never know. There's a lot of
And
The
if you're
dog could
allergic,
be going to
stop.
work, and then you
Exactly.
grab him, and now
Right.
he's not going to be able to
His boss is going to be
get,
mad.
get paid that day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's gonna.
he could get fired. You
Yeah.
could have gotten that dog fired just by picking him up. So
Right.
Now
How
his
can he
owner's gonna be
support his
mad
family?
because he can't pay rent.
Yeah.
Right.
And now
Rude.
all of a sudden he is on the street because he's been kicked out of his house. So you may have
did him a
avoided
favor.
having
He
a
gets to
dog
go home.
lose his house.
You just
You
salute.
never know.
Have a good day at work, sir.
Good day. All right. Story number 4. Do all pets secretly have a sixth sense about when you're about to get up? From Mr. Grassy Dassy. Every time I'm comfy on the couch with my dog curled up next to me, the second I even think about standing up, he suddenly looks at me like I've just betrayed him. I swear they can sense it before I move an inch. Anyone else's pet do this? Or do I live with a psychic?
That's a good
I
one.
can't go towards my purse. I cannot go towards my keys.
Mm.
I can't even move my shoes without Charlotte being up underneath my body. I can be on the couch watching a show and Charlotte has to be up underneath I'm like, you cannot get any further underneath me.
Yeah.
I have to constantly move her. She has to be glued at my hip. Like, she tried to come in here tonight while we were doing this, and it was an absolutely no, ma'am. We're not doing that. You can hang out with your bestie.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they're just so sensitive, and it could be like really subtle things. Like even if you're just thinking about it, maybe you move your body in a certain way or shift, or you move your head in a certain way. And then they're like, huh? Like, where you're looking over at the kitchen. Does that mean you're gonna give me some snack? So I think they're just so sensitive and perceptive that they're probably picking up on things that we wouldn't even notice ourselves.
Yeah, I think it's worse when we're dog sitting other dogs, because I feel like one dog flinches and then the other dog flinches and then all of a sudden they're running around the house and you're like, what? I literally just adjusted how I was sitting on the couch. Calm down, guys.
Right.
So I would say, yeah, I think they're just excited. Like, with Gibson, if we're going outside, if we're going towards the door, we're going outside.
Right.
So he gets to see other dogs, and he, that's why he goes, oh, well, maybe we're going this way. Oh, never mind. Okay, I'll go back to sleep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I got a secret drink delivery, non-alcoholic. Sorry. When Rocky was around, he was the one, the dog that like would cuddle, like we'd sit and he would just be right there too, like Charlotte. But then I would be like, well, I guess I'm just gonna sit here until he gets up. Like you're just kind of glued. You're like, you're so cute. I guess I won't do any work today.
Charlotte is a little tiny little thing. I mean, she's a small American Bulldog. She's American Bulldog, American Staffy, and American Pit Bull. But she's small. She's very petite. But she's 47 pounds and of dead weight. So when she is like underneath me and I have to move her, I mean, it's dead weight moving her. Or then if I move a little bit, she'll roll away from me and I'll get this
judgment.
Yeah, nothing's more intense than the sigh of a dog that doesn't work.
Right. Not like the dog on the street.
I'm waiting for her TikTok and Instagram to take off and then we can talk.
Right.
Yeah.
Make some money, Charlotte. If you want to follow her, it's I am Lady Charlotte. You're welcome.
Well, thank you.
Quick plug.
All right. Number 5. Help. My dog eats dry grass and her own poop. Pelolin dead? I don't know. Maybe. Not sure what that
Nailed
is.
it.
But
Close enough.
I think that's right. My little dog was rescued 3 months ago. Sorry, I'm having a hard time with this story. We're going to have to get a little bit on. My dog was rescued 3 months ago. And 1.5 months months after. Got it.
You can do this.
All right. My little dog was rescued 3 months ago. She was living on the streets of an urban city, and we found her on the highway. The issue is that we give her croquettes and water, but she still sometimes eats the grass and dry grass in our backyard, even with her bowl being full. And yesterday, she was about to eat her poop. Maybe, maybe it had something to do with what she had to do when she tried to survive on the streets. What can I do to stop her and make her know that's wrong? Thank you very much. Nothing. You can do nothing. I deal with this with Charlotte, and there is nothing I can do to stop her. I tried giving her the treats that you can get off the internet that help them curb the taste of poop. It made her sick. Runny diarrhea. It was great.
But then she
stopped
can pick it
eating
up and
poop.
eating it. Right?
She won't eat her own. It's everybody else's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She likes
she
the
won't touch
flavor
hers. But
variety.
all the random animals out here in the country, she wants all that. It's fun.
Mhm.
So we've just gone to, she's not allowed to give kisses.
Yeah.
She's not
Yeah.
allowed to give kisses. If Charlotte comes near you with her face, you block her face. There is a toddler that lives here. Toddler. He's 4. He's almost 5. There is a young child that lives here, and we block the face. She eats poop.
Yeah.
Don't let her lick your face.
Yeah.
And now it's a big joke, but it keeps him from having Charlotte in his face, and it's gross. No, dogs are gross. Dogs are gross.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I love
Well, I think, and I could be wrong, but I think that the going after the eating your poop is like safety, because it's a way that like in the wild the dogs can cover up their scent. From what I understand, it's like the mother, like if they have a litter, will do that to protect the litter, because the litter can't like survive, and if a predator were to come in. Why your farm dog is doing it, because I feel like she's got a good life. She's not trying to hide from anything.
She did also come from the streets. She was a little feral street dog from the streets of Decatur. So, she was in survival mode. So I understand it. She was eating what she could find.
Yeah.
But you are living a life of luxury now. You can stop. You get very expensive dog food. You have lots of treats. I give you all the things. Sometimes you get your non-fat Greek yogurt. Sometimes you get a carrot.
Gibson's favorite.
Yeah. I think also to remember that dogs are omnivores, they just eat everything. We're like cats, they're carnivores. They're dependent on the protein, the meat, and all that stuff, where dogs just eat everything. And so sometimes that's poop in it, because it smells different, and they're curious, and they explore the world with their mouth, and they like eating grass. And sometimes that's to stop them from vomiting. Sometimes that's because they want to eat the grass, so I think I definitely have recommended all the things, like the tomato juice on the food, the meat tenderizer, forbid all the products out there for anti-poop eating. But when it's other animals' poop, you can't do anything other than picking it up. But are you going to go around the whole world and pick up all the other animals' poops? No. So yeah, just keep them from licking your face. Or if you allow it, expect maybe you're going to have poop in your face. So it's part of having an animal in your home. These are animals. They do gross stuff, but we do too sometimes. So, it's a balance.
Well said, Dr. Aaron. Thanks for your expertise. I'm just glad you didn't say it was some sort of weird medical thing that I needed to go get my dog checked out now.
Right.
No. I think Charlotte's a dog. That's what it is. It's a dog.
It's her feral. My girl. All right. Our final story for the day. How to cope with sadness and anxiety over my senior dog. Ooh, don't know if I'm ready for this one.
Probably should have put this before the snake story.
Right?
Probably.
Gosh, Billy, and on Am I the Asshole?
I know. I'll try and be a little bit better at how I place them when I find them.
Come on, get it together, producer.
This is from Different Ad 6042. Hi guys. I have a Maltese who just turned 14 years old last week. And realizing that my dog has aged and is getting older, it makes me really sad, and I live in fear of losing him almost every day. I may sound very dramatic, but I can't imagine my life without him. Our family brought him home when he was only 3 months old, and I was 18. I really love him so much, and our family revolves around him because we all love him so much. I know that nothing is forever, and eventually we are all going to die, but I can't stop this anticipatory grief. He was a healthy dog with no health issues, and he started to have health issues since last year when he turned 13 from aging. With so many vet specialist visits, we were able to catch at an early stage, and it's being managed so far. Every time when there is an upcoming vet appointment, I started to get anxious until the day of. And the next day, I always stand by my phone to hear the lab results when I don't know what time they're going to be calling me. My heart would pound so much that my body shakes, but I always try to stay calm, but the anxiety won't get off of me until I hear the result. I've always blamed myself for my dog developing medical issues with what if thoughts. I know it's not my fault, but I feel like it is. I try to put 100% to make him feel comfortable, happy, and healthy. But when I see him less energetic and feeling sick, I feel like I didn't do enough. And honestly, I'm putting my 100% in giving him the care he needs. Also, because of my dog's anxiety, I've developed crazy micromanagement with OCD. Sorry, also because of my anxiety with my dog, I've developed crazy micromanagement with OCD. Always nagging at my parents, do not do this, don't give him this, don't give him that, etc. I've become very sensitive. I feel like I can be delusional that his life is up to me, or I put myself in so much pressure that if he dies, it's going to be my fault, kind of reckless thoughts. And there are ups and downs with my dog, but most of the time he's fine. But I always act like he's about to die. Objectively, I know all the facts, but honestly, I've been doing numerous burnouts, been feeling depressed and anxious whenever my dog seems aged and not in the best condition. Living with a senior dog is so sad. It feels like I'm watching double speed of fast forward of our lives. One day, the day will come, right? It's inevitable. I don't even have any superpower. I really need to stop feeling sad and nervous about him aging, but I can't help it. I'm just so sad I want to stop crying. My mood of the day depends on my dog's condition of the day. My mind is full of worries about him. I just don't know how to cope with the anxiety and stop the anticipatory grief. That's a tough one.
That's a big one.
I will say that I understand the anxiety around this is a tough thing. It's always a tough conversation to have. And as pets get older, it's, you have to start coming to that realization. Is this anxiety making the final moments for you and your pet like not as fun and as good as they could be? Like is the anxiety, dogs pick up on that anxiety. So they might be, pulling back a little bit and kind of hiding to try not to get you as anxious. So, I think quality of life is definitely something in this scenario of, you've obviously identified it and it's a really crappy thing to be feeling. But also, if you only have so much time left with your dog, why not make those moments as best as possible so that you have those awesome moments before you. So that's kind of where I would look at it.
Yeah. Very well said. And I think it's tough when you have a dog or cat or anything from when they're young and then seeing them age and it's been like a blink of the eye and then all of a sudden they're having mobility issues or they're not eating as well or not able to walk on those long walks that you used to. And so it's hard to see that. And you look back at pictures and videos and you're like, oh, look at when they didn't have any gray on their muzzle or, whatever. And so, it's hard. And I think with anything, not just pets, but like our parents or, just family members and things like that, it's hard to see that. But I think exactly you need to focus on the happy memories and then also making sure that the time that you do have left is quality time. And then also I think this particular person needs to accept that they are doing, it sounds like anything and everything they can. And that's way above and beyond what some other people would do. And so it is absolutely not their fault that the pet is aging and having these issues because it's just life, right? I mean, life sucks sometimes and it's hard to see this, but it's out of our control and you do the best you can. The body is going to do what the body does. We all die. Our pets die. It sucks, but it's, it's part of life. And I think it's a way that we manage our emotions and how we react to these sort of situations that sort of can affect us in the long run, affect our memories, affect our, our PTSD, all these things. I think reaching out to somebody, therapists, family members, friends, doctors, anybody and everybody, I think having that outlet is also important too. But then yes, focusing, more on the time that we have left and making that quality of time memorable and valuable is important.
Whatever, all the things that you guys said, it was all great. No, I feel like you guys hit on everything that I would say. I mean, I went through this with Savannah. I feel like she aged overnight. I watched every little thing she did from the moment I got her And I look back on pictures and I'm like, she went gray like that, like so fast, and then declined really quickly. So, there was obviously something else there. We didn't truly know her age. We can guess she was around 11. She may have been older than that. I don't know. But watching your dog start to get sick, it's really tough. It's really tough. And you can't beat yourself up. You're only going to ruin the moments that you have left with your pet. And now's the time to do some extra spoiling and create some magical memories that you'll never forget. I thankfully was on a beach trip the weekend before I found out that she had a brain tumor. I was down at St. George Island when she started acting weird. And I was down there with my favorite humans, with my favorite dogs, and we had the best time. And Savannah got to spend a whole day in the ocean. She would not let me leave. She wouldn't. We got in the water and that girl was like, I love this. I left her little harness on. I held on to the little strap on the back of it. And it was like a vest and it had like a little handle. And I just let her float in the ocean for 5 hours. That girl would not let me out of the water.
It's
And
like, I'm
you
a
know what?
mermaid.
My brain goes there. That's where, I got this.
Beautiful.
The universe gave me this absolutely incredible memory that I will never forget before my whole world fell apart. And I am so thankful for that. So go make some memories. Stop focusing on all the, I'm getting emotional. You guys can hear it in my voice and see it in my eyes. Stop focusing on the dog declining. Pay attention to it, but go create some awesome memories. Go on another wagon ride. Go on another car ride. Go give them the pup cup. Go give them the things that they weren't ever allowed to have.
Yep.
Now, make those fun memories because your brain's going to go to that after your grief is settled.
Yeah. Love it. Well said.
Well, that's all the stories I have for you guys today. I think it was fun. I think it is great that Dr. Aaron, you got all of these stories today as your first official, I'm a member of the pod squad.
Part of the
I love that we get to have an expert on here permanently.
Yeah.
Get that doctor insight on all the stories.
Yep. Happy to contribute.
Yep. Really solving the problems today about eating grass and poop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some serious issues.
And figuring out who the asshole is.
Yeah.
Definitely the person that owns the snake on that one.
For sure.
Absolutely. Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Dr. Aaron. And thank you to everyone that is listening. Don't forget to rate us 5 stars wherever you are listening. And you can send us your funny stories on Instagram at Tales Between Old Friends. We love you guys. We appreciate all the listens that have been happening so far. And don't forget to say hi to your pets for us.